Hello, everybody. What I would like to talk about today, it's something that really annoyed me. I mean, not really annoyed me in the sense it made me annoyed, but something that I found quite unfair is there are few things I think that a man or a child should not hear in his whole life, or at least a child. There are few things that a child should not hear during his development, especially during his emotional development. And two of these things are be a man and don't be a girl. Two, okay? Be a man is the first one, be no don't be a girl is the second one. Either is the same, okay? And what I it really got me upset because um, sometime last week one of my colleagues said to a child, come on, be a man, just go and be a man. Okay, and my question is, okay, what does it mean, being a man? I mean, do you pretend that a child, a 2 years, 2.5 years old child, knows already what a man should be? Do you expect him to be what a man should behave like, or how he should behave like to be considered a man? And remember, he's still a child, so he's not a man. We do not know his feelings, we do not know his emotions, he doesn't know them either. So it doesn't make any sense to him to tell him be a man, because he would say, well, okay, what what is a man? What you mean? And the second one is don't be a girl. Like, there's something that I heard a couple of times, and it honestly gave me the goosebump, for in a negative way obviously, is don't cry like a girl. And I was like, are you for real? I mean, you are teaching a 2 years old child, you're trying to teach a 2 years old child to make his best connection to his emotions, because it's one of the hardest parts for a 2 years old child to develop. And you're telling him, don't cry because you're gonna be a girl. Where is the link between the two things? If you cry and you show emotion, therefore you are a girl. And since you're a boy, is wrong. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Because it shows, from what I thought this week, because it's something that stood in my mind for a couple of days, and I was keep thinking, okay, let me ask you the opposite, or let me tell you the opposite question. Be a woman. What does it mean? Where shall I get my informations about? Where shall I get my stereotypes from? Like, I'm not sexist, I'm not misogyn, no, nothing. Okay, I stand for equality. That's why it really annoyed me. Be a woman means, like, you can cry, you can mourn, you can be emotional, you are allowed to, I don't know, stamp your feet, you want something, you should stay in the kitchen and do the house jobs. Easy. I live by myself. I need to cook. I need to clean. I need to do my washing. Am I a woman? That's a question that maybe I should ask myself. Am I acting like a woman? No, exactly. So, and going back to my first point, is like, be a man. What does a man supposed to behave like? Do we have to be brave? We do we have to be um, I don't know, fearless, emotionless? Do we have not to show our emotion, otherwise we are too fragile? I think that in a situation that this happened was a bit too much confusing for a child, and thanks God that child didn't understand it on the first time. But what it worries me is that if someone came up with this sentence the first time, that means that is already rooted in his mind, which means that he's gonna persevere in saying this kind of sentence, um, and it will enroot in the child's mind a prototype of behavior they should expect to be seen from him when it's wrong. And I don't know if I'm too like old-fashioned and all this stuff is wrong and I should not care about it and I should just, you know what, just try not to say, because I said to my colleague like, please don't say it, just do not do it. It's wrong. And she said to me, well, what's wrong with it? I just said, be a man. Like if it was the most common thing to say to a 2.5 years old child when he doesn't even know that I have children in my workplace that wears princess's dress, and it's absolutely fine. I mean, what's wrong with it? I mean, I have girls wearing builder hat, protection helmet, playing with hammers. It's absolutely fine. Why they should not experience both sides? Because we why I cannot have the best head of the building side and it's going to be a woman because she has a different point of view from how the job should be done. It would be great. There would be anything wrong? No, no. She would be uh, underlined as a man because you do no. Maybe it would be like, I don't know, maybe it would be a bit weird, a bit unusual eventually, but not wrong. So yeah, I think we should stop tell children to behave in a certain way or to avoid certain behavior, even more if it's emotion related. As long as the child has to build up his emotional scaffold, the more he explores, the more solid he will be, the less problem he will have when he will be a teenager and he will have to put everything in discussion again because he will realize that everything was pretty much blurring respect on how it is actually in his teens. So that's it. I will just throw it out of my chest because it really annoyed me, and I hope, well, I hope that someone has a different opinion, to be honest, because I don't want to be right. I hope my point of view makes sense to you. I don't want it to be perfect, but I hope that, I don't know, it will someone will tell me, yeah, it should be wrong, it should be right, but there is this point to take in consideration, there is this other point of view that you might take in consideration, and so let's see. That was something that it really annoyed me this week, and I wanted to just talk about it and let it go. Thanks for listening, and see you the next time. Hopefully, will not a problem.